Why do we crave something new every iftar? How can making samosas teach us about software design? And what do Ramadan tents have in common with object creation and programming? Imagine you're preparing for Ramadan, and instead of focusing on the spiritual rejuvenation and the communal aspects, you're obsessively pondering over the intricate ways of crafting the perfect iftar meal plan. Welcome. My name is Karel, and I'll be your CTO for this dive into the world of culinary arts meeting code architecture. Just like you wouldn't cook every dish from scratch each night of Ramadan, in software development, we often seek efficient, repeatable ways to create objects or instances in our programs without getting bogged down in the minutiae of their creation. Creational design patterns are the culinary masters of software development, guiding us on how to whip up objects on demand without sweating over the stove more than necessary. Continuing with our Ramadan analogy, let's say that you want to serve a variety of dishes to cater to the different tastes of your guests. Doing this from scratch every night would be a nightmare, akin to manually managing object creation in a large software project. Creational patterns provide us with a cookbook of sorts, offering recipes to streamline this process. The main requirements for applying creational design patterns effectively are akin to planning your Ramadan feasts. Just as you'd find common ingredients in dishes to simplify shopping, in software, we look for common object creation scenarios to streamline our design. Offering a variety of dishes without specifying what's for dinner each night gives you flexibility. Similarly, these patterns allow us to instantiate objects in a program flexibly. Just like optimizing your meal prep to avoid making similar dishes from scratch, these patterns help avoid redundant code in object creation. Planning your iftar menu allows you to control portions and ingredients, much like these patterns allow developers to control how and when objects are created. When and why would you use creational design patterns? Imagine you're hosting iftar and want every night to feel special without reinventing the wheel. These patterns enable you to impress your guests or users with minimal extra effort, ensuring a memorable experience or efficient software that wisely uses resources, scales beautifully, and adapts to last-minute changes or guest preferences. So what are some examples of what you need to implement creational design patterns properly? In the case of the factory method, it's like deciding whether to fry or bake samosas based on your guest's preferences. This method lets an object subclasses decide which class to instantiate. In the case of the abstract factory, planning a themed iftar menu requires a set of related dishes that go well together. This pattern provides an interface for creating families of related or dependent objects without specifying their concrete classes. For the Singleton, ensuring there is only one Quran in the prayer area to avoid confusion. This pattern ensures a class has only one instance and provides a global point of access to it. What about the builder? Just as you might have a checklist for setting up your Ramadan tent, ensuring every detail is perfect, this pattern allows for the construction of complex objects step by step. And the prototype? Copying a successful iftar setup for the next night, this pattern allows for the copying of existing objects without making your code dependent on their classes. In essence, creational design patterns are about serving an exquisite Ramadan feast, building efficient, flexible software without getting overwhelmed by the kitchen heat, the complex object creation. They're the secret ingredients to keeping your code base manageable, scalable, and as delightful as a well-planned iftar meal. And instead of focusing on the spiritual revenue without getting bogged down in the minutiae. If you're intrigued by the blend of culinary arts and software architecture, or just looking for more programming insights, why not check out our other videos? On the left, we've handpicked a video that we think you'll find as refreshing as a cold glass of new afza on a hot Ramadan evening. Right below it, you'll find our latest video, which is like the dessert you didn't know you needed until now. Join us, and let's continue this journey of discovery together.